Welcome to Sister Sessions, a podcast where two sisters on very different journeys explore what it means to live spiritually in today's world. My sister, Jenny Fairbank, is the co-founder and spiritual director of Wisdom Pathways, a yoga and meditation teacher, and a somatic healer devoted to guiding others toward inner peace. And I'm Susie Gustin, a mom of three, producer and owner of Red City Live Entertainment, embracing life's joys while searching for deeper meaning. Together, we have honest, relatable conversations about finding balance, purpose, and connection in everyday life. So, settle in. You're exactly where you need to be. Welcome to Sister Sessions. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Sister Sessions. We are here, Season 2, Episode 2. I'm your co-host, Susie Gustin, with my sister, Jenny Fairbank.
Hello, sister. How are you?
Good.
Yeah?
Yeah, I do feel as today coming into the studio that it was a little bit of rushing around in my world. So I'm like trying to find my center here, which is a good lesson for all of us. I could get into it. I could get into it. But I wanted to, so Jenny's remote again. She's still out and about in the world, traveling. Your retreat's about to start. Do you want to share that with us? Like, what's happening?
Yes, I am in Wimberley, Texas. I'm now in my tiny house, the one I lived in for 6 years. Currently, I'm right here.
Actually, that does look okay.
Yes, I'm sitting in the tiny house. I arrived here in the tiny house yesterday and getting settled in. The retreat starts on Thursday, 2 days from now, and I'm excited about it. It's Embrace the Now retreat, and we are diving into all the things about embracing the now and being in this world of outside is chaos, but we don't have to be inside.
Nice.
Chaos is a choice for us individually. So we're going to be talking about yoga and practicing some pranayama and asana and meditation and nature walks and all kinds of really good things. Good conversations around what's happening in the world and what we can do about it.
Well, you're going to have to share some highlights with us next week when we get back together.
Yes, yeah. It will be fantastic. I'll be on the road next week, going back to California. So yeah, it's been a great adventure. And I am so in love with my life, honestly. Like, I feel so blessed to be able to do this work and to serve people in this way and to really expand my world, which is happening very fast. I'm seeing, we have hired a business partner, a business manager for Wisdom Pathways, and she's going to help us take off. And we're going to be doing all kinds of new things. So I'm very excited. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, it's interesting. So I will be on our episode next week. I will be remote. I am getting the luxury of going to California, my second home, and seeing my very best friend and getting outside of the box. But that just makes me like, when you were saying that, I was like, I love my life. I'm like, you know what? It's such a blessing to feel that way because, like, as excited as I am, and I will always choose to travel. However, I do love my daily life. So it's like, I will miss it. Not enough that I won't take the trips. However, I do love my daily life. So I will definitely miss that because I do enjoy what I do. So I feel really blessed. Can't say that always has been the case. There have definitely been moments in my world where I'd be like, get me the hell out of here. But I don't feel that way now. So it's a different kind of vibe when you travel. What a blessing. So super cool. Can't wait to travel. And, who knows what my background will be next time we meet on here. Yeah. Maybe it'll be a palm tree. Wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah, it's fun.
I want to talk about starting over today. And like little points that I was writing down is, is starting over, is it a clean slate? Or are you taking with you your whole self into a new chapter? When you hear starting over, I have so much to say, so I'm just going to go ahead and let you just kind of Let's hear what you have to say before I get into it anymore.
Well, starting over is an interesting term. We can't forget who we are. We can't forget our past. It's not about that. It is about bringing in new wisdom, what I see. And what I see starting over is absolutely not a failure in any way. If you want to start over in a new career or a new marriage or a new home or any of that, it is an invitation from your soul that you are listening to.
Does it
Because
have to be messy?
no, of course it doesn't.
Okay.
Of course not. I have started over so many times in my life. I have, and I don't even know if I'd call it start over, but I guess you could. When you really think about it, moving from Pittsburgh to Austin, Texas in 2009, my husband and Dave and I didn't have any jobs. We had no friends in Austin. We didn't know anybody at all. We just felt this very longing call to move here. And we did. We picked up, we sold our house in Pittsburgh, and we just came here, rented an apartment. And then within a year, I bought a yoga studio, had a whole community. I mean, I started my private practice. I met these incredible people. I mean, it was life affirming and life changing beyond.
Mm-hmm.
And if I hadn't taken that leap, it would have, I can't even imagine what my life would be. And then selling the studio, and then, I had a different business, a second business of mindfulness. And that was also a big project, but then, and I'll just flow with this real quickly, but
yeah, no,
taking another leap of starting over, of working in this retreat space. Didn't know the owner, we just met. He was like, I want to work with you. Let's create something here. And then we moved on this property, lived in this tiny house for 6 years. I mean, you could call all of those things kind of starting over. It was this evolution of my soul. And then the next step, as some of you know, right? I was here. We were here for 6 years, building this retreat. It was going really well.
In Wimberley, that's where you are. Yeah.
In Wimberley, beautiful community. I mean, amazing souls. And then we felt called. Our intuition told us we have to go. And we have to go to California, in the mountains, next to our spiritual community there that was calling to us energetic.
Right. Well, I think that this is one of the things that this show really, I think that I would love to drive home. And, this comes from a lot of the things that you say. And it is how wonderful life can be if you are really tuned to yourself, in tune to yourself. If you listen to your intuition, if you listen, because, like I said, does change always have to be messy? I wanted you to touch on that because change doesn't have to be a force. Like I've been through change a few times and sometimes they have been forced and they were messy, and sometimes, but within that mess, I looked for the message in the mess, and I found it. And then there are other times that it was a choice. And I think that, all the times that you made big changes, they weren't messy looking for a mess. You made those choices when you were living on top of the world, let's just say. And then you're like, you know what? I feel a calling, I'm going to go. So I think that it's a good message to people that your life, just because you're happy right now, doesn't mean you can't even get better. Like if you're really listening and you're in tune and you're more than just the physical daily things that you're doing, man, it can be, the sky is the limit, And I think that that's a good message, and also starting over doesn't have to be a big move across the country. It doesn't have to be a divorce and a new marriage. It can be just small things too that make a big impact on your happiness.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. I see each ending as this sacred threshold that carries possibility for more awakening, more alignment in your life. And it's the evolution. With every transition has been a deeper awakening into my true self and my purpose. And that can be very small. And I think it's very important that it does not have to be big. I'm so glad you said that. And I think it's vital because we don't want to assume it has to be a major, messy mix up and huge change. I mean, it could be as simple as, like, what comes to mind is, I'm moving from this bedroom of my house to this bedroom in my house. Like, I feel like I need a change and I want to live in this bedroom. If you have multiple bedrooms, I don't know why that came to my mind, but it can be
Yeah.
that, in that kind of a way that could shift you in some way and change your patterning, because we get caught in patterns
Mm-hmm.
that we end up living in subconscious states versus the superconscious state of being attuned to your intuition and trusting your inner guide.
Mm-hmm.
But in order to trust your inner guide, you have to have moments of stillness and quiet and meditation and prayer. That's how you know what to do next.
Yes, for sure. And I think that like a good example for starting over for me today, would like in my world right now, this moment, would be I really feel like I need a little start over of that, of finding the moments, I haven't meditated, I haven't sat quietly, and I think that it's very easy for someone like me that has the kids and the schedule and the go, go, go. Like I went to 3 schools already today, and did things in between. And it's easy to allow yourself to just get looped into that pattern and not stop and say, wait a minute, find your center, take 5 minutes. What is this all about? Start over. So I need to start over of the practice of being mindful and
Mm-hmm.
not allowing myself to go, go, go without.
Yeah,
So there's simple start overs too.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Redirecting your attention.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Putting your awareness where you want it to be. Check in with yourself, really pause and say, okay, yeah, where are my thoughts right now? And how am I feeling? And what does my body need in this moment? Listen to yourself. You are super wise, extremely wise. All the answers are within you. Just a matter of taking the time to listen to it and
Mm-hmm.
and and honor it and follow through with it. There's one thing to know, but then what are you going to do about it? We can know all the things and read all the books and have all the information.
Yeah.
That's not going to do any good if you take zero action.
Yep. Yep.
So baby steps. It doesn't have to be something huge, but we really do need to look at, what are we here for? What is my soul calling me to do? Because I'll tell you, every single one of you who are listening, your soul is calling you. I know it. I guarantee it. But you have to listen to it, because
Mm-hmm.
it wants you to live out your soul plan.
Yeah.
And I want you to live out your soul plan. We all need you to live out your soul plan, because we are collectively part of the whole, and what everyone does affects everyone else. Whether you believe it or not, I don't really care. It's true.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So find that inner light that's in there and listen to it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, for sure. And finding, the inner strength, tapping into your inner strength and trusting that you are strong enough to take on the world, to take on your world all around you, to be mindful, to be worthy of the practice. You are enough. All of that is, so important, because I think a lot of people think, well, that my life is nothing like this, and oh my gosh, nobody has any idea. I could never do this. It's not practical. It is practical. Like you said, even if you just start with one tiny thing of doing one thing every morning, however tiny it is, and then you start to build on it and build on it and build on it. And that's a fresh start, because you're starting to build, you're starting new. And then there's big fresh starts, starting over like you talked about, which is huge.
Yeah, I seem to go big for some reason. I don't know. I don't know why. It just happens. I don't look for it necessarily, is the thing. All of those things that I was expressing to you truly came to me.
Yeah.
I wasn't searching. I wasn't longing for something different. They approached me because I was open and my energy was in this place of ready to receive and listen. Because when you meditate, you hear and you feel and you trust.
Mm-hmm.
So because I'm tuned into my inner self, I know and I trust, and I don't have the plan set up. I never have had the plan set up. In all of those scenarios I shared, I didn't know how the studio was going to go. I didn't know how that mindfulness business was going to go. I didn't know how the retreat was going to go. I have no idea how California is going to go. I don't know how Wisdom Pathway is going to go, but it doesn't matter because you put out the right energy and you trust, and the energy has its own intelligence. This is what Paramahansa Yogananda says. It's a famous quote from him. Energy has its own intelligence. You put out the right energy, and all that energy aligns with your purpose and your desire to do what you are here to do. And you don't even have to consciously know what that is,
I
which
was
is
just going to put out there to you, what about the person that says, I have no idea what my purpose is? I don't know why I'm here. I'm not that big of a deal. Like, I just, work at the grocery store. I come home every day. I don't have that big of a circle. It sounds like Jenny has this huge community that loves her. I don't have. What about that person?
Everyone has a purpose. You don't have to know it. We don't need to, and we shouldn't know the entire path of it. That's not, if we were supposed to, we would. Your purpose is what's right in front of you.
Yeah.
That's your dharma. Take care of what's right in front of you to be taken care of. The person who needs a smile, the person who needs a cup of tea and some comfort and to listen to them. Your children who need your love and support and attention.
Can you tell me what dharma means?
Right action. The word dharma means right action. I'm going to take the right next step. My right next step is what is being called for me right now, because we are a projection of our consciousness, and we are projecting what it is that we need to do in our lives. It's right here. I'm not some big deal. I'm not a big deal at all. I am just living out what is in front of me and what I'm feeling, what I'm called to do, and how people are attracted to me based on my magnetism. We are attracting based on our magnetism and based on our energy field. That's what it is. We are magnetic creatures. So like attracts like. If you're vibrating on this high frequency, you're going to attract that. And I'm not always vibing on the best frequency. We move all around and up and down, This isn't about being perfect at all or being a big deal. No. You can work at the grocery store for the rest of your life and live out your purpose from that. It's how you're working in the grocery store.
Yep.
It's how you're showing up at work every day and with your kids and your spouse or your whatever you're doing in your life. Whoever you're engaged with, be engaged and be fully present with them and fully show up within yourself in your highest light. Whether you are working in the grocery store or you're a CEO of a company or you're a secretary or you're a mom or you're a dad or whatever you're doing, if you can see everything as I'm doing this to be of service to the greater good and the whole, the collective whole, because what every single one of us does absolutely affects the whole. Whether you, again, believe it or not, it's okay. But I'm telling you the truth.
Yeah. Yeah. Oprah Winfrey used some kind of example about, being the best version of yourself. And she used like a Taco Bell worker as an example. Like, you may not think that's a big deal. But if you do that to your best and you're that person that gives that extra pack of sauce just because you feel like being kind, that is a big deal in the collective.
Absolutely. It's all about our attitude and our presence.
Mm-hmm.
The action is irrelevant. Truly, it's not important. What is important is how we're vibrating, how we're showing up. Are we in a place of openness and feeling connected to others and caring about other people? Are we being selfish and angry and upset and annoyed and wish my life was different? Let me say, if you wish your life was different, then do something different.
Yeah.
But I know that fear is a huge block. And I know that it can be scary to take risks. But I'll tell you, it is worth it because I don't believe in failure. I don't even like that word. I've said it all the time. I think it's all about experience.
Yeah. They're just lessons.
We can't fail here. This is a dream. We can't fail here. We really can't. We have our life review on the other side. We are the only ones who judge ourselves, and we don't need to judge ourselves. We just look and we learn and we say, oh, okay, I could have done that better. Or I did that really well. Well, look who I helped get that day. Look how that affected her and him and all the people around me. That's the point, you guys. This doesn't have to be hard. It really doesn't. And starting over can be amazing. Again, even the smallest things. Tomorrow, I'm going to start over and I'm going to meditate in the morning. Tomorrow, I'm going to start over and I'm going to drink some really great fresh juice that's, going to give me vitamins and minerals. I mean, the simplest things.
Right. And I know that we were talking about, is it a clean slate or are you bringing your whole self? And I think that it is like, it's a clean slate, but you're bringing your whole self at the same time, because you're bringing all these lessons that be grateful for. All the things that you learned are now just making you a more evolved human being and a better person. And there is totally a difference between, starting over and feeling like you're running away from something or you're stepping into something new. Like, what attitude are you having in that moment? Running with fear or stepping into something new with joy and gratitude, Like I was saying earlier, I have my startovers, I've had some messy startovers and had to find the messages in those. Not always easy, not at all. But the first big start over was messy, but it was easier to find the messages. The second start over, it was not easy. It took me like probably a year of, really diving into who I am and looking inward, which was a total blessing to be given that, forced to step into that. I mean, I didn't have to, but that's the choice that I made, was to really look inward. And it was a good year that I really truly spent constantly looking inward at myself. And that's a great start over. No matter how messy it is, find the message. Look for it. It's there. It is there. Yeah.
Always.
Mm-hmm.
Because nothing happens accidentally or by chance. It's what you needed.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes what we need is a big shakeup to wake up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, don't carry anything with you. Like, you could look back and say, "Oh, why? I wish I wouldn't have said that. Shouldn't have reacted that way." Well, learn from it. Forgive yourself. Look at the situation and learn from it. Okay, that is how I am not going to react. Yeah.
Yes. It's a process of letting go can be really difficult. And working with people all the time around this, the regrets and the resentments can be long and deep. And it takes some time and grace, giving yourself grace to work with that gently and slowly sometimes. I don't think in this life, no matter what we change, how big our changes may be, that we are ever starting from scratch, because we have had so much experience that that stays with us.
Yeah.
So we're starting from wisdom,
Mm-hmm.
a deeper understanding of who and what we are based on those challenging experiences, or whatever experiences they are, give it challenging or not. It's the way. I love the analogy of like, I used to be, a personal trainer for a long time, and a big weightlifter. And weightlifting, like, if you go into the gym every day and you keep if you keep lifting 5 pounds for years, are you going to grow? Are you going to get stronger? No. You just stay static. You don't grow, you don't get stronger, you're just there. If you keep pushing, you have to keep pushing yourself. Okay, I'm going to go to 8. I'm going to push myself and I'm going to try to do 15 pounds. I'm going to keep pushing. I'm going to see how many I can do with 20. And you grow and you get stronger. That's how it is here. If we don't push ourselves, if we don't take those uncomfortable steps, we don't grow.
Mm-hmm.
We are here to grow.
Yeah.
I found this quote. There was a quote I saw.
Oh.
Actually, I think it's for, oh yeah. Every blade of grass has its angel bending over it, whispering, grow, grow. I thought it was so cute.
That is so cute. Yeah, it is so cute.
That's how, every single atom of creation is supposed to grow and change and evolve.
In today's Earth Day.
Well, I love Mother Gaia, and we need to honor her because she is also in a growing phase right now. She is in this new higher awareness that she's been transitioning, as everyone on the planet has been. We are in a new age called Dwapara Yuga, as we've talked about here before. And this is the age of energy. And Gaia is herself transitioning. And that's, I think that's a big reason why we're having so many interesting things happening, storms and things that we've never had before on a regular basis, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty amazing. We need, if we listen to our heart, because I feel so strongly about our heart coherence and the intensity and the importance of it. And if we listen to our heart, it speaks to us and tells us, and it's usually in a whisper. It's not in a loud booming voice.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing: if we don't listen and we keep ignoring the whisper, and the whisper gets a little louder.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then it gets louder, and then we get like slammed across the face sometimes of like, wake up, you're not supposed to be doing this. This isn't right for you.
Yeah.
What are you doing? And I bet everybody can kind of relate to this in some part of their life at some point.
Oh yeah.
They're like, right? What it comes to mind for you?
Be more specific with your question.
When you have woken up, like you have been whispered, something has been whispered to you.
Oh, well, I think that, whew, gosh.
And you maybe didn't listen.
Oh yeah. I mean, my messy startovers, they became screams, So, I mean, that for sure, like not seeing small signs coming at me for a length of time, years, in multiple situations, and then it just explodes in a not healthy way. And then that feels very bad. That feels very bad. And you don't want to do that. You don't want to have that. You don't want to get to that point. You really want to listen and not get caught up and pay more attention. Just like I was saying, like for me today, I feel that as today, I need to pay more attention right now. I've been getting too on this hamster wheel. I need to get off the hamster wheel and breathe.
Mm-hmm.
And even me going away next week, I'm going to have a lot of alone time, which I am not used to. And I've found that I have, interestingly, I mean, I would say this is probably a typical mom move, but I've packed in expectations for myself to meet in just these few days that I'm like, wait a minute, maybe I'm not being smart. Sure, do work, do stuff, but I really set the bar that I have got to accomplish this because I have alone time. Am I defeating the purpose of the alone time? Like, should I have more like that I just said that I need in order to come back and reset and do my daily life more calmly? I mean, trust me, I'm calm. I feel like just today I noticed that I have been in a rush the past couple of days, a rush mode, and that needs to back off. So is it smart that I go away next week and have alone time and I'm like setting expectations that I have to meet?
I can offer you this. Ask yourself when you're there, what feels true for me now?
Right.
In this moment. Not what is expected, but what feels alive in me and what am I drawn to do in this moment? Putting expectations out there, I'll tell you, we usually get disappointed.
Yeah.
So instead of the expectations, set an intention and say, this is my intention for this time away. And then let it go.
Ooh, I like that.
Set it and let it. Just let it be, let it go. Don't think that I have to, because that it's really setting yourself up for disappointment. So why do that to yourself?
That's exactly what I've been thinking. I'm like, what are you doing? This is like really, you're defeating the purpose here. You're trying to get away so you can calm yourself and go again, like you just said. Well, again, not for me. You said the set it and let it. And I think that because my intention is to go and open up my creativity, do some writing, and I'll be way more creative if I'm like, you know what I mean? But if I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I've only got 3 more hours, that never works. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a really good lesson in trusting that it'll all unfold. But if you're trying to force it, it won't.
Yeah.
You know it. You try to force creativity, forget it. You have to be in a right framework. You have to be in the right frequency.
Right.
You have to be in the right mindset.
My intention is creativity and self-care.
Perfect. That's it. Then let go. Energy has its own intelligence. It will work for you. Say that over and over again and go into your heart. Say your intention over and over again. Then let it go.
Love it.
Good. I think that's beautiful. I'm excited for you to be going and having a little trip. You don't get out enough. I know you love your life, and I love your life for you. I think it's amazing. I love my life too, in my little bubble of in the woods, in the mountains in California.
Snow White. I always say Jenny is Snow White because she is in the woods and the animals are attracted to her. It's so Snow White. It is so Snow White.
Yeah, I definitely don't look like Snow White, but I feel like her sometimes, that's for sure.
Well, you definitely don't have porcelain white skin and black hair. No.
Right?
No.
Yeah. Starting over it's such a beautiful topic, but the words, like, it feels to me like renewal, rebirth, a spiritual renewal of sorts, because even if you don't identify as this is funny, but like, even if you don't identify as spiritual, you freaking are. You know what I mean? You're a spiritual being, whether you want to claim that or not, doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Renewal, like this wisdom that we embody, we have within us, continues to evolve and expand if and that's a big if you're doing your work, if you're working on yourself, if you're being present with yourself, if you're trying to be a better soul, human, because you're a great soul. But evolving doesn't look the same for everyone. It doesn't. It can't, which is so beautiful. Our uniqueness is vital.
Yeah.
So we need to step into our unique selves and live authentically in our unique selves, and don't try to be like anybody else at all, please. Don't try to emanate anybody else.
You don't want to be a second-rate version of somebody else when you can be a first-rate version of yourself. That's what I always tell the kids. I heard that years ago. I tell the kids that all the time. I don't know but I have had that one in my pocket for years. I always say that to the kids. You don't want to be a second-rate version of someone else because you want to be a first-rate version of yourself. Because you can never be a first-rate version of someone else.
Well, that doesn't even make any sense. I mean, we are all products of we're fractals of the one divine energy, and each single particle is unique.
Yeah.
Every atom of creation is dowered with individuality. That also comes from a quote by Paramahansa Yogananda. Every atom is dowered with individuality. So do not try to be something you're not. And that's not easy for us, I know, because we love to compare, we love to judge, and we love to think we should all over ourselves. We know all this. And I think we're really evolving. Are we not? I mean, do we need to say this anymore? Like, I feel like we should know this by now and be living it by now. And I don't know. Is that true? Like, I'd love to hear what everybody has to say about that. Have you heard this so many times and you're like, yeah, I get it. I know. I'm already doing it. I hope so. Gosh, I hope so. Let's move on to bigger things, because there's a lot going on in this world. And we have so much power to influence what happens next based on how we're showing up now. Today, in this moment, no matter what it is you're doing, you make a difference in this world. Know and trust that. That's so vital. To know that you matter. You matter. I know that we're these tiny little specks, but each tiny little speck is important.
Oh, I have a video that I will try to share. I will get it from Duke, my son. He sent me the best video of how tiny we are of the universe that I've ever seen. It's so powerful. I will try to share it on our Instagram. Work on getting that from him.
I wonder if I've seen it. I feel like I may have seen it.
No, I never saw this one, but it is so good.
Is it visual
Yes.
And where you start and then it goes out and out and out and out and out. Oh, I've shared that with you probably years ago.
Oh, it's so good.
Oh,
Try to find
I've shared it with many people. Yeah. We need perspective, everyone. We need perspective. But I don't want you, when you look at that, I don't want you to think, oh yeah, we're so small and insignificant. That's not true.
Right.
We are so very significant. And I feel like there are a lot of energies watching us right now on this planet to see what we do next, because we're very unique in the universe. Like everything is, right? This planet is unique in of itself, of course. And what we're doing here is unique.
Yeah, it's cute. Michael Singer, who I've mentioned a million times, when he talks about always that we're this tiny little speck, and he'll giggle and say like, we're this tiny little speck just floating around in the middle of space, and you're worried that Carol was mad at you at lunch break, like because she didn't look at you enough, or she walked past you and you thought she should have said hi to you, and then he'll start to giggle, and he'll be like, what? Think
He
about
calls it the mud ball floating in space.
Oh, okay.
Planet. He'll say this mud ball we're floating on.
That's funny. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's so cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's true. Like starting over, if you're forced, like I said, I have been in a few situations where it was outside of my control. Then find the light in it. Find it, and it's nobody's saying it's easy, but it doesn't have to cause you suffering more than in that moment when like the brunt of it. Kind of like when you get hit with, accidentally hit with a ball at a baseball game, or when you're playing something. Sure, it hurts right away, but it doesn't have. That pain's not going to stay. You'll heal. You will heal.
That's true. It's worth all of it. It really is, because on the other side of it is growth and expansion. It doesn't matter what it looks like, is the thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Yeah, I feel very blessed that I haven't felt fear of taking these leaps. It's just, okay, I trust. You have to trust that the universe is always working for you, not against you.
Yeah.
For you and with you. And if you work with it and you listen, beautiful things can happen. Truly.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a direct experience of that, and many people are. It's all about listening and trusting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so great.
Yep.
I'd like to share a guided affirmation and maybe a meditation if we have time.
Oh yeah.
Is there anything else you want to talk about before we do that?
Oh, you want to end out with that?
No, not. I mean, yeah, later we could do it at the end.
I took some notes of things I wanted to touch on.
Let's do it.
How synchronicity shows up when we say yes to starting over. I feel like we've kind of chapped on that,
Yeah. That's so good to say out loud like that, because this is when you're on the right path. I've seen this for myself. When things just start to open up and unfold, and doorways people come into your life right at the right time. You get a text right at the right time. I mean, it blows my mind.
Yeah.
How the synchronicities just start coming through. Like, I mean, I'll give you an example that's happening right now. Right now, as I arrived in Texas a couple weeks ago, and within a few days of my arrival, my husband tells me that the property, our property right next door to us, that we said as soon as we bought the property that we have now, we need that property. We're going to buy that property because it's going to be part of the healing sanctuary. We need it. But, down the line, when we're ready. Well, he calls me and says, guess what? That property went on the market. The next day, okay, we can say this is random. It's not. A synchronicity, whatever you want to word it. The lender from our property now sent me a text. It's like, hey, just reaching out. Just how is the new house? How are you doing? If you need any of our services again, we're here for you. And I was like, did he hear? What did he just how do you know that we just, and I messaged him back and I said, oh my goodness, it's interesting that you're sending me this message today when yesterday I just found out the property next to us just went on the market and we might need your services faster than we thought. And it was just interesting, okay. And other things have been happening just opening doors. People are like, I want to be a part of this healing sanctuary. I want to invest in your vision. Didn't ask anybody, just sharing information because I'm excited about the possibilities. I don't know how we're going to do it. I don't care.
Yeah.
But I know we're going to.
Yep.
This is the key though, Suze. This is the key to it all. You have to know with every fiber of your being that it's already done. You have to feel it, see it, be in it, because that's how it manifests. It's not a secret. It's even in the Bible. It's in the Bible. It talks about this.
Yep. And do you think there would be any way that any of this would have happened if you were saying all the time, there's no way we'll ever get that property? First of all, it's never going to go up for sale. Second of all, we'll never be able to afford it. I don't know how I would be able to take care of it. I can't do everything by myself. Nothing. None of this would ever happen if those were the mantras that you were saying on a regular basis.
I don't even like to hear what you're saying. I don't even like to hear those words. I know.
Well, my point is, you're saying, this is what I envision. This is why I'm here. I know it's going to happen. Susie, I know it's going to happen. I don't know how, but I know it's going to happen. That's what I'm here for. And I'm so excited to see how it turns out. That is what you always say. And that is why the synchronicities are engaged, because of it. And so that is for everyone listening, the same thing. I mean, I've had, goodness gracious, every time I've ever produced a show, I'm like, I do not let myself be overwhelmed. Like, if I just looked at the end result and the number and the this and all of the to-do list, I would have never touched step one, especially of my dream production. Are you kidding me? But same thing. I know, I see it, I feel it. I have chills right now. Like, actually, I got my stomach flipped. Really, I didn't get chills. My stomach just flipped. But yeah, like, that's what, believe in yourself and finding your inner strength is what I was talking about. Like, tapping into your inner strength, knowing that you're strong enough to take on your dreams. Don't worry about step 10. Worry about step 1. That's what my 6-year-old, who's getting homework for the first time in kindergarten, he sees a packet and he's just like, literally he'll throw himself physically onto the floor and be like, I don't know, how am I going to do this? I'm like, well, we're not worried about page 3. We're worried about page 1, number 1. Let's do that. And then the next thing you know, you're at the end of the page. And I think that's a really good, idea for everything we do. Don't look at the 3rd page. Look at page 1, number 1. Get through it. Write your name at the top. Look at that.
That's
right. Write your name on your dream and accomplish step 1. That is your homework. Everyone listening, write your name on your dream and take step 1.
That's right. That is exactly right. It's all possible if you believe it's possible, but if you don't believe it's possible, it's not possible. It's really that simple. So powerful. You have to be aligned with that. Then the energies can work for you. Yeah. And I've been on, my husband about it, like, and I don't even need to be. I'm just bringing it up to him because he says every time I get up out of meditation, because in our meditation room, there's a window that overlooks that property. He said, I get up from my meditation and I stare out the window and I see it. And I see what we're doing.
Oh gosh, forget
it. Yeah.
It's double.
I know. Double the power.
Double the power.
It's amazing. So, we'll see.
Cool.
Where there's a will, there's a way. That's a statement for a reason. It's a real truth. Some of these platitudes can feel like, oh yeah, I heard it, blah, blah, blah. But really listen to why do they exist in the ether so much? Why do people say them so often? There's a reason. Because they're meaningful. They're impactful. They work. We need to stay in our power. We need to realize that we are powerful beings who have a lot of influence in our world. We have all the influence in our own personal world. We create our reality all the time. I
hope that everyone listening is getting excited. I feel excited from this conversation already. Like, I feel like a start over. Like, I'm excited. I feel energized. I feel like you gave some great talks, and it energized me to start over in my own way. Not in that like, oh, it's Monday and I'm starting over because it's the first day of the month or it's New Year's Day. No, let's just start over because we're excited about life today, right now, because we all matter. Just like Jenny said, we all matter, and it's so much fun. And sure, something's gonna throw you a curveball, but find the message in the mess.
So true. Life is all about that. So like the learning is the point. The growth is the point. And growth can be very uncomfortable. And we need to be okay with uncomfortable. It's okay. And I know there's a lot going on in this world, and I don't want to like pretend that it's not happening. Yet there's a part of me that completely does ignore it because it has nothing to do with me. Truly. Now, I don't mean like it's not affecting me and it's affecting the world, but I'm saying I can't let it affect my energy field, because then you're feeding that low energy collective. We don't want to feed that.
Well, yes, 100%. But also, there's nothing wrong if you're someone, maybe your calling is to be someone that leads marches and leads protests for the greater good of the country and the world, So if that's what your calling is, then do it. But do it with love and do it with hope. Do it that way.
Yes.
And thank you. Thank you for being a voice to everyone, because that could be your calling, and that's awesome. Some people are really passionate about, if we collectively get together, we can make change, and that's great. Yeah. So don't think that because, Jenny's like, well, I don't really she chooses to not stay engaged. If you are engaged, but you're engaging with love and hope for a better future, and you're fighting the good fight, thank you.
Please do it. Please listen. This goes back to listening to your heart and what you're called here to do. It's going to look different for everybody. Yes, some people need to do that march. Some people need to lead the charge. Some people need to call the conquerors men and do all that stuff. Good. Please do it. Please do it.
Mm-hmm.
All the things, whatever it is, you have to know your own self. When you know yourself, then you know. Listen, your soul is speaking to you all the time. It's whispering to you what to do. Listen, and sometimes we don't want to listen because we know it's hard. Ooh, I know that's what, but I don't want to because that requires me to XYZ, and I got to put out all this effort and energy, and I don't really want to. Please do it. And if we can support you in any way, I would love to support you in any way that I can. I know it's not easy to step into our power. I know it's not easy to really face what we're being called to face sometimes, and be in our truth. And sometimes it is really, really messy, and it can be really, really hard. And I understand that. I walked beside my sister Susie for years in her mess. I know what it's like. Mm-hmm. And I know that it's difficult to take risks. And I know that it is on the other side of it, it's always worth it.
Yeah. Yeah.
The unknown is scary for us as humans. We think we want to figure it all out. We want to plan it out and make it just so. That's not how this world is. That's not what we're here for.
Yeah, it's fear of freedom. It's freedom. Yeah.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah. Well, so since you want to go out with an affirmation and a meditation, before we do, I just want to say thank you to everyone for listening and supporting us. We send so much love to everyone out there. And if you would like to connect with Jenny, don't forget, you can go to jennyfairbank.com, and you can also go to wisdompathways.life and follow us on Sisters Sessions Podcast on Instagram for all of the, the new information about, we do have a guest scheduled, but you'll have to follow us to find out who and when. And we've got a lineup, so we're excited. And I'll go ahead and let Jenny finish us out with her affirmation and meditation.
Yeah, let's get into our center here. So if you're able to close your eyes, please close your eyes. Lengthen your spine. Raise the crown of your head up high to the heaven. Take a nice, long, slow breath in and exhale softly, relaxing the body. relaxing the mind. Let go of expectations. Inhale again. And on your next exhale, in the mind, just say, I am here. Let each breath draw you deeper into presence, into the stillness that always lives beneath the noise. Let go of the day. Let go of what you think you need to do or who you think you need to be. Bring your awareness to your heart center, the center of your being. Imagine a soft light glowing there. See it. It might be gold or rose or radiant white. This light represents your soul's wisdom, your inner compass. It cannot be lost. Even if you feel like you're starting over, this light remembers the way. Breathe into this light. Feel it expand gently with every inhale and softening and expanding more with every exhale. Feel it guiding you, not toward perfection, but toward truth, toward joy. Now silently repeat these words and let them ripple throughout your being like a prayer. I am allowed to begin again. I carry the wisdom of every step behind me. I am safe to follow the whisper of my soul. I walk forward in love. I walk forward in trust. I walk forward in grace. Take another breath in, slow and long, expanding the body. Exhaling a final breath into the heart with an intention to carry this peace forward with you into whatever comes next into your life. Feel the body in the seat. When you feel ready, back into the awareness of the space around you and open the eyes. All is well.
Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of the Sister Sessions podcast. If you found inspiration in today's conversation, we'd love it if you shared the episode with your besties, family, or even your favorite neighbors. We'll be back next week with more to share, but until then, remember, meditation is the key to unlocking your inner peace. All is well, friends. See you soon.